I'm standing at Ezibeleni School for the Disabled, a school where over 241 seriously disabled children are being taught. Now look at this beautiful wall. We can see that this is a school where children are being given a caring environment under which they are taught. I've met the teachers, a caring, compassionate teachers, a compassionate headmaster, and yet amongst this beauty there's also a disaster, and the disaster is behind me, because behind this wall is the dolomite where the school was built, and the old hostel has been closed down. The foundations are completely shaken. The foundations are basically erupting like a volcano. The sewage line is part of the dolomite hole, so the whole sewage waste line has been destroyed. So the sewage is now running underneath the buildings. The sewage lines everywhere are blocked. When children go to the toilets, when the washing machines are worked, it's just an absolute nightmare of waste. And this is the area under which our children that are disabled are being taught. And we've called on the department to urgently release the geotech report so we can see exactly what the situation is. But I can see with my own eyes, the holes in the wall are this wide. The cracks are this tall and this long. The foundations have moved. The walls have moved and shifted. I can put my hand through the holes. This is not a place where our children should be taught. And this is not a place where teachers and disabled children are being expected to spend their days in such a challenging and dangerous environment. Behind the bathrooms and the washing areas of one of the bathroom areas of Ezibeleni School for disabled children, where over 240 children are being taught. Unfortunately, the school is built on dolomite ground, and for 10 years we have been requesting for the department to do something about this. Now the drainage area has totally disintegrated because of the dolomite, and there's a big hole. So this is the result of the drainage area and a result of the dolomite. There are no children here today, and that is why the area is dry. But under normal school day, this area is covered with waste because the sewage. This is the main dining room area where disabled children sit and eat. As you can see from the construction, and this building was built in the 1960s, it's a solid construction. The school is unfortunately sitting on dolomite, and parts of the school have collapsed. Here you can see this is the dining room where children sit and eat, disabled children, and the Department of Education is doing nothing about this. This situation has not been resolved in spite of continual requests to the department to ensure that our children with special learning needs are being looked after. I'm actually terrified that I'm going to fall into this hole and my children and my husband won't be able to find me. So just look at this very precarious hole. This is supposed to be where the sewer line ends, but it's a massive hole. The walls of this hole are increasing. The school, the old hostel, is right situated on this dolomite hole, and this is a huge danger for anybody coming in, especially the people from outside that sleep here and come and remove bricks from this building. It looks as if there's just been an earthquake. Am I standing in an earthquake area? No, I'm standing in Johannesburg at the Ezibeleni School for the Disabled in Katlehong. The school is built on dolomite ground, and you can see the extent of this damage. The foundations have shifted, the foundations have lifted, the walls have completely sagged down. This area has been closed down because it is not safe, and there are no children currently in this part of the school. But the dining room area is right next door where children are having breakfast and having lunch, and the rest of the school is adjacent to this building. But look at this, the extent of this destruction. I have never in my life seen something so severe. And then children, our disabled children, are expected to come to school in an area like this. We're still waiting for the geotech reports that need to be released urgently from the department so we can see what is the extent of the damage. Can the school be extended further on the property, or do we need a new school? I'm standing in front of the old school hostel of Ezibeleni School for the Disabled that has been closed due to unsafe conditions. Now why, you might ask? Because of dolomite. The school is built on dolomite, and we've just been inside and seen the unsound structures which are behind me. So this is the closed area. However, if you look at this side, there is the school right next to the unsafe area. So the school continues. The dining area, the school area continues. And if we turn to our right, these are the buildings of the old hospital, which was evacuated and completely closed down. So the hospital was closed down, yet this part of the school was left behind. The hostel has now been closed down and evacuated, but it's adjacent and built right next to the current school, where over 240 disabled, severely disabled children are being taught and being given a new future and a new life. And this is what the Department of Education has ignored for over 10 years. We still haven't received the geotech survey to understand exactly what is happening on this property and this piece of ground.